As we walk off into the sunset, that's beautiful. Hey, Jim. Hey, Greg. How we doing tonight? Yeah, it's been a weird day. I did a whole stream and didn't even click live, but I was over on StreamYard, and I'm not used to the controls over there. They ask you twice to hit live or not, and I didn't notice that. So I did a whole other stream earlier, and uh, didn't do a stream, you might say. Hey, Sally. How are we doing tonight? Jesus is my savior. That's a good song too. But I want to play one of Jim's right quick because I haven't done one in a while. So I saved one of his new ones. And I was going to do something on twins. Just, in the stars, you might say. That would be Gemini, right? I think that's what a twin is. I might download that. It's the Southern Cross. It was downloaded 21 hours ago. Oh, I'm tired. But Jim is a busy man. I wish I had all his time. You like the Guy Fawkes thing? I think it's kind of cool. I was waiting for Lev earlier. I don't know if he's around anywhere. He wants to finish off his presentation. If anybody's seen him, I thought he was going to come over earlier, but he did not do such. There's Jim Anus and the Southern Cross. He can see the Southern Cross from where he is. I don't know which part of the world you're in. So, Jim, what part of the world are you in again? I forgot. And Ryan's over at the PJ over there. They're watching the Omen right now. Of course, some of you guys probably doing the same thing yourself. That thing's dancing, dude. Melbourne. Okay, that makes sense. Nice one, Jim. That's beautiful. Now, this one I have here coming up, this is what I did earlier. And this guy has a theory that there are two suns, and there would be a 24-hour sun due to that. But it starts off with one sun and a mirror of reflection across the dome, you might say. You got to hear it. So he kind of contradicts himself a couple of times in this thing. It's really strange. But I'm going to cut through all the fodder. This guy really pushes this guy's channel. Feed your mind. I've heard of him before. I don't know who he is exactly, but he's pushing a model. If you're going to push a model, make sure it works, But I think there's more to it than what we can actually tangibly touch. But everything in this guy's world with these two sun things, which I don't think there is a midnight sun in Antarctica. Personally, I don't see how it works. But there's a whole bunch of flat earthers in this community who push a 24-hour sun in the Antarctic. But we seem to not catch anything that's worth anything out of the videos they send. I'm sure you guys have seen everything in the world out there. Let's see. I just believe that they actually have the radius of this place, like the sun circuit and everything, off. It was assumed a long time ago when they assumed the size of Venus, and it contributed to orbital mechanics that they built. So the circuit of the sun is actually a wider circuit, so it would pass through Antarctica at a slower rate. It's a wider swoop. So they just add, time to it. The time zones. The time zones are probably key to that. Longitude and latitude, no problem. But the time the sun actually passes its circuit, they can actually fudge the time with it because it goes through a wider part of the circuit itself. So it would appear in the sky longer at that point in time. And so far, I haven't seen a 24-hour full prediction that's actually been filmed and put out for the public to see. But on the globe model, if you want to call it a model, if we lived on a spinning ball in space and stuff, and it was all true, they would have to have that 24-hour sun like they have in the north. This guy says it's all done with mirrors and stuff, but it only works on a flat Earth too. But he contradicts himself, I think, 3 times in this little interview he does. But he's being censored because he's telling the truth. But watch his equations and stuff. I don't know if it's exactly true, but he thinks the sun's a projection from the center of the Earth, like most Freemasons do. And they add that into their mystery schools. But I've never seen the sun being projected up from the center of the Earth and being reflected off the dome. You'll see what I'm saying. Check this guy out. He's kind of, I don't know. I have no idea who he is. So I did a whole hour with nobody watching. Me and Ryan went through this. I wanted to do it because I didn't get to do it earlier. And I was hoping Lev was going to turn up on the last stream, but he didn't show back up. I'm going to play this thing.
Physics of our flat Earth. Okay, the only site in the world that explains the whole phenomenon of the workings of the flat Earth system. Now, the site's shadow banned, so it's up to you guys to get the information out, because I've explained how the sun works over our flat Earth, how we get the 24-hour sun each year, twice in the Antarctic and the Arctic for 24 hours. Does not go below the horizon. And there's a lot of chatter online at the moment. Something that's called the final experiment, because it's just a big joke. I've explained the whole system and they're just ignoring me.
Here's when it starts to get a little off. He'll tell you about the first sun and how it's mirrored from the north to the outer rim, which he subscribes as a north itself later on. But he doesn't tell you that in his first description. It gets strange.
It's just the way it is. They shadow ban all my information. They know I've got the truth, so they don't want anyone to see it. So it's up to you people to get out and share it. So I'm going to go over it with a bit more detail today. How and why the flat Earth gets a sun 24 hours around the Antarctic and the Arctic. Okay? So this is one pole, and this is the other pole in there. No, sorry. That is one pole. It's the same pole that's in there.
Okay, now I'm already confused. The way he's doing his presentation. That's one pole. No, that's one pole. No, that's one pole, and that's the same pole in there. Okay. So basically, I think he's trying to say that it's a mirror image on the outer side. So you would never have an Arctic winter or the same thing, or the Antarctic winter, because the sun's always in the center reflecting around the outside. There's more to it. You'll see what he's saying after a little bit. It gets strange.
The opposite pole is here. They are both the South Poles, Capricorn and Cancer. That's North Pole, and this is North Pole. We'll get into that, the mirrored effect, okay? In the north, the sun moves around the black hole center. Right in the center above the Arctic, the sun, the actual pure plasma sun that we do not see up in here, outside of our realm, turns a small circle around the black hole center of the Googler, the vortex. Just as we see Polaris doing at night, because Polaris is the sun. It's the nighttime rear image of the sun. The sun projects its rays this way. We see the sun, Polaris, rotating up above, only at night, and the sun's facing the other direction. So in the north, the sun moves around the black hole. This is mirrored in the south. Everything is...
That doesn't make any sense to me at all. And I want to see how that works with the time zones too. This is really conflated. So I hope he gets into the details of it. So
mirrored from the northern hemisphere out to the south. We're going to get into that. Therefore, the sun is on the opposite side of the hole at all times. You get the sun here mirrored out all around here. So the magnetic field is strong out here, like they say, it's strong at the poles, strong out here, and it's strong in there. It's just part of the dual system, the split cell, the split, the tropical gap split. Only the toroidal field of the flat Earth system, with its split cell design, can replicate a two-star rotation.
sorry, guys.
And that is a parabolic...
Good question for you. How would that work with seasons? Yeah, of course he did. Oh, hold on. I got to put it back in. It died. Hold on. Let me get back out there. I'll pin it at the top. I love pop-up ads. They're fun. Bikinis. We're at the bottom. I'm coming. Hey, Ryan. How's it going?
What's up here?
You brought the noise with you.
What noise? I don't hear nothing.
Yeah. Say something again.
Something again.
I hear background noise. That's all. So, what do you think of it so far? I'm just kind of curious about it.
Think what?
Well, how do seasons work in this model that he's presented?
Oh no, I haven't looked at it really closely yet. I just saw the video and thought we'd check it out. That's all.
Oh, yeah, no. But
That's a lot.
basically, what he's showing here is that there's two suns on either side of the tropics, and they go north to south across that.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, is there enough distance to have a seasonal change from the center of the north to the Tropic of, was it Capricorn's the first one, and the Tropic of Cancer is the one after, right? And when you see the sun out past that point, just by itself over the southern oceans, that's a vast distance from there to the Arctic Ring. There'd be a whole other set of time zones out there.
As you mean.
Yeah. That rotation would take a lot longer. You follow? Even if it was a reflection,
Okay.
it's a greater distance. Yeah. So a year would be like probably twice as long in that scenario. So, I mean, with one sun, I think we're doing just fine. We can actually easily predict it, even without a midnight sun in the Antarctic. And I'm waiting to see somebody in Australia actually show me the sun arcing away in the video, like the sun actually going to the southwest to set instead of the northwest, like it would in the circuit. So I need,
Yes, I'm questioning that too.
yeah,
But I've heard people saying that the way it looks because of the way it, I don't know how to explain it any other ways. They say it just doesn't match up. So there's got to be something else going on, and that's why I thought maybe this might.
it doesn't seem to be like putting a lot of light on it. He's not really getting into detail of what the sun does in between the tropics. I want to see the arc in it. I've seen a lot of people do it like what is it, FPV angle. He's got a weird diagram. He hasn't broken it down for me in any of the videos I've watched. It's just a description I get. I don't get like an actual like where the sun is in during its daily path. So yeah, I want to see all the stuff that I'm hearing about, and I'm not seeing.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody else.
Well, yeah, that's why I said I think we have to watch the guy's original video and see how he lays it all out to figure out what he's talking about exactly.
Well, that's what he tied into this video. I think he's just basically got that diagram written on screen, and he's walking
Yeah, I
through
know, but I'm saying though, he said it was like a 40 minute video or something. We should maybe watch the original video that he watched to get, you know.
Did you get that link out of his description?
No, but I guess we could.
Yeah. Is PJ still going over there?
Yeah, he is. I'm still in there too.
I figured you were. That's all right. Fine with me. Okay, I'm gonna play the rest of this, and
Well, I hope you're not jealous. I mean,
did I sound jealous? Nah, not at all.
no, I don't think. I was going to say I know you're not jealous, but I mean,
Yeah.
upset with me for that. But I mean,
I'm not upset at all. Matter of fact, PJ was all happy that I was doing a stream. I just didn't want to run over him.
No, we knew it was going to end up happening, so it's not much to do about it.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Period. And I mean, Nathan prepared me for it before I even started my own channel. He's like, dude, don't be concerned with like stepping on people's times because there's a lot of people out here
I
doing
agree
it.
with you. I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of us doing it, and if we worry about all that stuff, we'll end up
Hurting
not getting
each other.
things done because we're trying to go around each other. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we're going to clash and it's going to run over. But I mean, him watching movies, I don't think is really going to be a big, strong effect on us doing a thing on the side. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to be upset if a few people leave and come to watch us for a while. But
Oh, there's people watching 3 different things, dude. I've been paying attention. There's
oh
people,
yeah. Well, I usually don't do more than one at a time, like when I'm involved with it. But this one I'm going to do because I'm wanting to watch this movie because it's been a while since I've seen it, and because I told him I'd come, and then when you said you were going to do this too, I said, well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really postpone anything. The original stream was like set for 9, and it's only 10 when I started, so I only pushed it back an hour just or so to let PJ get some breathing room. But the first stream was actually supposed to be done before his, but that never happened. for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah. We can't figure out what happened there, can we?
Well, no. Now I know that Streamyard actually has a safety button on it. So when you hit go, it then asks you if you really
Yeah,
want
it
to
asks
go.
you to confirm it. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Didn't even think about it. I clicked it, and then I just went back, just like I'm on here and restream it. I don't have a problem with it. I get people watching me now that can testify to
Right?
that.
Yeah, you just went.
Yeah, like I hit live, and then I went to the video.
You're funny. Have you done that before? We've done that before, right? Where you didn't start. You didn't get very far in before I realized, right? We do that once.
No, yeah, that was, and it was only with the StreamYard, dude. It's the StreamYard thing. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, I understand. You're using a different thing, and it's confusing. Nobody.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
sure everybody understands. It's all good.
No, but Vicky's not going to let me live that down.
No, because now she's got something on you, so just deal with it.
I don't care. It's not like I'm going to lose sleep over it or anything.
Nah.
So I want to pin this thing to the top. Yeah. All right, so let's play the rest of this guy's little video here and figure out what his model is. He said he's got the truth.
He said what Feed Your Mind, the guy that does this video, said he's willing to defend his arguments. So that's why I thought it was such an interesting video. It's not just because of what he's saying and because it matches up with some of the things that I believe, but also because he's willing to defend it. And I'm not sure if he means with real evidence, but I think we should at least talk to the guy and figure out what he's got and how he got it, so we can figure out whether it's bullshit or not. You know?
Okay. Well, he said
there might be something to it, but
he put a link here. He put a link in the description, so let's see if there's a link in here for it. It's got Feed Your Mind. Let's see. Show me more. Let's see.
Well, he said who the guy was, the name of the thing that it was, didn't he?
Okay. I'm looking through the link right now. I just see links for Feed Your Mind.
He said it was called what? Gleaming something or something like that? What was it called?
I see something here. Mirror World Secrets. Yeah. Huh.
I don't know.
Well, I need.
Yeah, Mirror World Secrets. Yeah, I bet that's it. That's it. Try clicking on it. There's episodes.
What?
He said there's episodes.
Well,
it's
not going to let me click on this. I'm going to have to just look it up. Yeah.
You'll need to be out of here. Yeah, right.
They're not living links. So.
Oh, they're not.
No. Anyways, I'm going to hit the play on here. We'll see what else he's got to say.
Well, I'll try to look in there and see if we can figure out what the name of the YouTube channel is, and see if I can find it.
Yeah. Well, I can still search it in a minute.
Well, I mean, didn't it say at the beginning of the video? I just forgot. Didn't he say who the guy was, what his name is?
I didn't hear that at all, dude. I listened to everything up to this point, if not further. And I haven't heard
after this. Maybe it comes a little bit after this. But I'm pretty sure he says the name of it, because you were like, oh, yeah, I remember this guy, remember?
No, I was talking about Feed Your Mind. Yeah. That's what I was
talking about. Okay. I didn't realize that. I thought you meant the other guy.
I know who he is.
But he does say it in the video, because I heard him say it. He tells what the name of the channel is, so we'll figure it out.
I'm going to hit the play button.
That's a good idea.
That is mirrored from the flat northern hemisphere. Night sky, star rotation. This experiment has been done and proves it all. Just understanding what a parabolic concave mirror can do is enough evidence. Okay?
Now, that statement in itself, just if you understood what a parabolic concave mirror can do, you ever looked at one yourself?
I've got one in my backyard, dude.
You have a concave parabolic mirror in your backyard?
No, not exactly, but I have one of those screens that turn the magnifies light into a center point. I know what he's talking about. Yeah, but what he's talking about is, now obviously we don't know the exact shape of the dome or the arc that it has, but I think what I'm trying to pull from this is it possible that the sun isn't above us and that it is below us? I want to know the answer to that. That's what I'm searching through it for, because I really believe that that's the truth. But I don't know for sure, and there's a lot of stuff that's missing from from my theory. So I'm trying to fill in the gaps to figure out if there's any evidence that actually could be true. I don't care whether this guy's right or wrong. I would care more about whether or not what he says about that specific thing I'm talking about that I believe in is true. Now, I get it that it sounds biased, but I honestly think there's something to what this guy's saying. I'm not sure that he's got it all figured out or he's got it right, but it looks like he's doing his homework at least, and maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
Well, what I'm looking at, it's kind of like a wheel in the sky on a that reflecting
Yeah,
on
how many songs do we know of that are talk about that wheel in the sky? So does it not make sense that there might be something to that?
jet wheel in the
It's
sky.
not like all these 33rd degree Masons are pushing this stuff, right? No.
What? Yeah, but I mean, do you think that they have a secret to hide?
You don't watching shit too, crackhead. Dave says, "Well, what about the rainbows being smaller?" I'm like, "Can you stop watching the shit that I watch?"
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta see physical evidence that the rainbows are actually smaller in the southern hemisphere. I've heard it described that they're not, and I've heard it said that they were.
You see this symbol right here, right? See this? Mm-hmm. Doesn't that look kind of like that symbol that the Masons use? That fucking upside down thing that's as above, so below thing. Now you know why they say that, because it means that the sun's below you and it's as above, so below. Get it? It's a reflect. Get it?
Well yeah. maybe it's the other way around.
Right into it. It falls right into line, bro. I'm telling you, I know there's something to this, bro. I just know it.
Ryan, are you here? Did you hear me?
No.
Are you having a conversation with Dave, or are you having one with me? You're having one with Dave. So, quick question: if it's as above, so below, or is it vice versa? Is it both sides of that story? Could it be a reflection from above down below? And I don't know what the fascination with toroidal fields are. If you play with a Ferricell magnet long enough, you can get the same effect, but I don't see the physical properties in everything to be that way. There's some things, especially in like fruits, vegetables, and production and stuff, that actually lend credence to it. Are you still there, Ryan? Are you hearing me? But basically, what he's drawing out here is like a flower almost. I guess I'll get back to it. I'll find this guy, and we'll actually get him to come over on our show and show us what he's talking about.
So come up here. Any knowledgeable astronomer knows the northern hemisphere sky is flat. We also know the southern sky curves down. 13,000 feet at 85 degrees south. Americana Encyclopedia, 1958. They know the sky dips down. This is the southern hemisphere sky, dipping down. Nobody can get out here. Man cannot leave this perceived physical realm of ours. You can't get up, you can't get out. You can only go so high. Okay? So 13,000 feet. The planes probably started hitting it or something. Planes crashed up down there.
Yeah, but the thing is, just saying that planes probably hit or something isn't enough.
Does it say that the days will be shortened?
In the Bible? Yeah.
And that and that the sun will be blotted out. Well, how would you block out the sun completely if the sun was actually floating in the sky? You couldn't, right? But if it was below you and you were only seeing a reflection, they could just cover that up, couldn't they?
Yeah, but who are they, dude?
No, wait. Now, are you thinking where I'm thinking now? No.
Not exactly, but I know where you're going with it. Yeah, but is man fulfilling the Bible?
Well, yeah, that's always a possibility, but that doesn't mean that doesn't change the fact that the prophecies come into light, does it?
Well, not everything in the prophecies have come to light yet.
But do you really think that a bunch of men can actually make God come? I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I guess it's possible. But I mean,
yeah, but I'm looking at just the physical properties of what I've observed for myself. Like when I did sun gazing, and I've actually taken a telescope and looked at the sun a couple of times when I did have it up and running. So
I'm going to laugh if as above, so below really is actually a truth that they've been talking. I'm just going to laugh when I find out.
Yeah, but reverse that, dude. Reverse that in your head. Try to think about like maybe above is actually we're a mirror of what's above. Think about that.
Well, it could be light coming in from above the dome too. I'm not saying that it's definite that it's below us, but I'm saying it's an idea because polarity and polarizing light, and that's how we get black light into white light, right? So doesn't it make sense that the dome might just be reflecting it back as white light instead of black light? That's the reason why we have ultraviolet light all over the world, even when it's dark outside. It's because there's always light emanating everywhere. The sun's always out. It's just you can't see it until it bounces off the dome and becomes polarized. Get it?
Yeah, but what keeps that from? I mean, what
Yeah.
makes that happen? Actually, what's the mechanism? There has to be one.
I have no idea. What's the mechanism that makes it work the way it does now? We don't know.
No, but yeah,
You got on that. I'm glad
yeah,
to hear it. But
you're trying to find something you can't prove. I guarantee. I'll tell you this: since I've taken a trip to the Antarctic, and
well, it could be proven just by swimming to the center.
yeah,
You know.
well, you gonna swim there? I don't think so.
Well,
what?
you go on a boat, so I guess you'd have to do either swim or sail.
Yeah, the sailing.
But it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier to get to, and probably more likely I could go there without anybody knowing I was going than it would be for the south, though. Honestly.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Antarctica, obviously, if I get enough funding.
Yeah, you're going to that island that the military put this thing on and says this is the same.
Yeah, I know the little peninsula they think is a continent.
Yeah, this little island in the middle of the ocean.
It's actually a group of archipelago islands with a glacier over the top of it. It's not a continent.
They're actually just a bunch of ice shelves up there, dude. That's all it is.
Well, it's a bunch
And
of
a couple of domes.
it's a bunch of what do you call those things? God, they had a name for those.
Ice shelves.
Well, not ice shelves. No, it's what creates icebergs. The phenomena. It's what runs through the sea. They have a name for it. Yeah, it's that they actually do, and there's a whole bunch of islands underneath it. It's not just an ice shelf. There's I'll look it up.
Well, I mean, ice flows,
It's
right?
such a
So
it's a
once the water
glacier.
freezes,
It's a glacier. It's a whole bunch of glaciers over the top of these small archipelago.
but
And
glaciers are still frozen water, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a group of glaciers over the top of a whole bunch of small islands. That's what Antarctica is. Yeah, that's why it's so cold. And the sun's definitely not over at 24 hours.
I don't believe it's that cold. I think they lie about it.
It stays from what
Why
I
do
can
birds
see
fly south for the winter then? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any logical
because
sense.
it gets cold in the north, dude.
Well, I get it. At an extreme distance, it would be. But
Yeah,
only
but-
if it,
okay,
But if it was
how-
a ball, I don't see how you could escape it being somewhat warm down there. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's a big question for you.
The Earth tilts away from it, right?
How many birds fly to Antarctica?
Probably zero, because I don't think there are any birds except for a few penguins. I think
Yeah,
that's the only we're gonna
so
see.
when the
Maybe-
birds
maybe a polar bear.
when birds migrate south from the northern hemisphere, they go as far as
They
what?
go to South America, I guess.
Yeah, anywhere near the equator.
Or they go to, maybe they fly to Australia. I don't know, but I know they fly mostly over land, so because that makes the most logical sense. Because they can't forever, they got to land.
There's nowhere to land in the water. It's one of those things.
They could, but I'm saying not all birds can just land in the water, can float once they land. You know what I'm saying? Like ducks and geese can, but not every bird that flies south or that goes there. Does, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they just go to warmer climates, dude. That's all they're doing.
I do agree. So obviously it's not that difficult because butterflies have enough energy.
Yeah. So, how do birds find their way back north? Do you know?
That's a very good question, but I would suggest to you that it's probably has to do with air currents and things, and they learn it. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Well, they actually
I'm
have.
sure it's something inside of their bodies that it makes them able to tell like where they're at or where they need to be or whatever. But I
Yeah,
have
well,
no clue. Maybe
this
it's
is
magnetism. Something.
Yeah, there's a known fact that they have a small piece of like almost magnet in their front skull, and it guides them north. That's how they don't have a compass pointing south. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I thought. Yeah,
they
but
have
no, but I. No, they just know they fly back the way they came. But yeah, I know.
No,
Well,
they actually.
I mean,
do
every
have-
bird that migrates has a different way of doing it. Some of them land and do it in stops like geese. Some of them fly most of the way on Like butterflies don't really land. I mean, they do land, but I'm saying they can migrate quite a long distance in a good breeze because they're so lightweight. But
Yeah.
birds, on the other hand, large birds are a lot more difficult. They usually fly in a V formation so they can,
Yeah.
cut down on drag and whatever to keep each other from getting too tired or whatever. But I'm not.
They dead reckon north for a reason, dude. That's how they find
Yeah,
their
no,
way around.
I agree with you. I think that they do have some kind of a compass built into their brain,
They
or something that allows them to know which way. Yeah.
They've dissected a few birds,
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean that you can understand a bird until you can make it talk to you and ask it questions. We know we'll never do that, so we're never going to really know how it works. We'll just assume.
No, it's not an assume.
We can't.
We'll look at it. The next show,
Like I said, if it was a person, you could do it, and then you could ask the person, "Hey, how did this work? How do you understand this? Who taught you this?" Right?
well,
Like finding a well or something. There's people that do that, right?
You think
There's
that's
people
learned?
that shoot a basketball from half court and make it every time too. But
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not learned behavior, dude. It's actually they have a mechanism in their skull that actually is attracted
you
to
think
north.
if you were to take just a bird and not let it grow up with other birds, that it would still want to fly south?
Yeah, and I can show you how. We'll do that on the next show. I'll show you the
I've seen a movie where that happens.
A movie, yeah.
Yeah, it was a cartoon too.
Yeah, of course. Hell. Okay, and I don't remember what this guy's channel's called. Mirror something again. What is it?
No, I don't remember what it is, but he says it.
Yeah, it's Mirror World and More Secrets by.
No, there's a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. It's got an address right here.
But that's not the name of the channel because he said it earlier and he says it in the video, and that doesn't sound anything like it. But
it goes in here. It reveals the black sun. Right. Mirror World and More Secrets at YouTube, and it's got his address right here.
But that's the video. I'm talking about his YouTube channel name.
Yeah, but this will take you to his channel if you can get it. If you go to this HP his address here, you'll get it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm going to try to copy it, and I'll put it in. Now let's see what else he's got to say in this part of it. I'm pretty sure this is just basically a description of the magnetic pull between the sides of the dome. But what he's saying is outside of both of these domes is where our sun is, and it projects it into each one of these domes. That's what he's saying.
Well, maybe I don't agree with him as much as I thought I did, but I still want to see it.
Yeah, at first, before he gets to that, he talks there's two suns that travel. But are they?
Well, I've seen videos of two suns, so maybe there's something. I don't think he means physical two suns. I think he means two reflections.
Absolutely none of these things are physical, according to this guy.
Well, whatever's emanating the light that makes the sun's point of light has to be there somewhere. So obviously you're wrong. There has to be a sun, but I'm saying where it is and what it is, who knows?
Well, I've also got videos of the sun changing angular size as it moves across the sky too.
Yeah, and what does that have to do with it?
Well, does that work in a reflection world? Does angular size actually?
Why wouldn't it? Because if the reflection remained the same every time the sun went around in the same circle, why wouldn't it? And it goes through the year, it changes a little bit, and it goes back to normal. It repeats the cycle. So yes, it would make sense, Roger. I think it would.
And how about the heat aspect? Is the reflection that strong that
I don't know. Why isn't the ocean boiling? Because supposedly the core of the Earth is a molten ball.
Well, we're not talking about.
No, but I'm just saying. Ask a crazy question that's out there, like to answer that question. I mean,
well, I'm looking for answers to the physical phenomenon that I'm dealing with in the real world.
You're still not, but not every theory is going to be able to answer that. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't take it as science at all.
I'm not taking this as science. I'm just saying I want to see what he's talking about and where he got the information or where he came up with it. Because if it's some stupid, like religious thing that he got it from or some, like that, then of course I'm just not going to waste my time. But if he's done some research on how light bounces off the dome and he's done something like that, then I want to see what he's got because it might actually give me an idea of what really is going on, even though he's wrong.
Yeah, but you can do the same with an outer light source with a dome too. That I can demonstrate that.
Have you got any samples of the dome that I can borrow so I can do that?
Well, I'll pick some up when I'm down in Antarctica.
Right, exactly. So I don't think we're going to be doing any experiments with anything related to the dome, are we?
Well, you never know. We could get.
So
I have I have an idea.
until we get a piece of the dome.
No, I have a real good idea how to do the test on something like that. Just bear with me. And the thing is, we got to produce the same kind of heat that we get in the summers on the equator.
We just build a dome surface and we augment it until we get the right bounces of light to see if it's possible, if it works.
Yes,
But
you
you're
got
gonna have
to
to build a big crystal dome that's made out of some kind of blue material and try to even get. And I guarantee you, light polarizes when it hits the dome. That's the reason why you can't just see a mirror effect because it polarizes it. That's the reason why when you look at the sky, it looks blue instead of whatever the hell it could be, right?
Yeah, well,
and some of the gases in the atmosphere do cause it to look a little bit more blue, but we all know that there's water above us. So either the sun's above us and it's beaming through the dome and it's causing that light to come from the backlight, or maybe the sun itself is what's creating the light and it's just radiating through the dome and that's what makes it glow. I don't know, but I'm sure there's an explanation for it.
Well, I've heard it explained quite well in a couple of videos what the sun effect is, why the sky changes hues and stuff. It has a lot to do with
But can you build a little model and actually see that happening? Is what I'm saying. That's going to be more convincing to me.
Yeah. Well, there's something close to it. There's a couple of demonstrations I could show you. We could demo some of this stuff ourselves, but I need equipment to do it.
You're right. Yeah, we're going to need money but I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I really do. I really would like to get with somebody that knows about cutting glass, so that, or whatever, making glass things, like so we could actually get something made for us. Like that's what I want to find. Somebody that does glass work.
I wanted to pass something out there that I didn't get out on Flash's show the other day when Dave came on. They were talking about how lenses actually distort, and they were saying no matter how high you go, it's going to distort after so much distance. Okay. But there's an actual lens that cuts out all the distortion. Did you know that?
Okay, and it is called what?
Well, I'll get the name. It's an Egyptian lens, is what it's called. I think it's got straight. It's like the polarized lines are cut so fine and so straight that it catches the light, so you actually get a straight-on view of what you're looking at.
So it forces the light through at a certain angle.
Yeah, so you can actually see clearly through all the opaque gaseous layers that are in the sky. You can actually get a clear horizon for a very long distance. It's beyond what we're looking at now with these crappy P9000 or P900s and the P1000s and stuff. They're still using rectilinear lenses, which actually will distort at the edges. This one actually is tapered so it doesn't, and they scar straight lines in perfect sections so it catches the light. It's very fine, very thin, and this is very expensive. Those are people who are doing long range photography, like thousands of miles. That's what I've been told, and I'm going to look into it. I'm going to investigate this. I think it's worth it. If I can get a horizon over 1,000 miles away or more, that will definitely show there's absolutely no curve at any height. So there's people that have these things, and most of them are very wealthy, and they own large companies, and they do a lot of like construction work, and they're like above what a surveyor is. I think they do stuff on a national scale.
Well, you're not going to. Let's put it this way. When it comes to me, I'm quite aware that educated people are stupid. So you telling me that there's some kind of a cartographer or something ain't going to convince me to believe what they say. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say anything about a cartographer.
I know. Actually. I'm just telling you from my perspective. When I hear someone say we have an expert, I usually laugh and say bullshit. You don't have nothing. You got some dummy who wants to agree with you.
No, I'm just talking about like people who are actually like civil engineers for like Saudi Arabia who get.
No, I understand. I know that, but I'm just saying, just because they say that they are that doesn't mean they understand anything.
No, I'm talking about people who actually just looked into the topic and find out, like they're building the big cities and for large countries. Yeah. Hey, there's Lumpy. Lumpy, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'll be quick. I'm just gonna I'll just bring it up and see how you feel. But I want to bring up it's about the measured flat thing, and the okay, if I could just make a few points, I think it has value because it has to do with what the word can mean, right? So we have an apparent object, the horizon, which is based on perspective, and then we have an apparent object, a light in the sky. Now we have a convention that's based on a the 69 nautical miles. That becomes an equation at that point as well.
Okay.
And
All right.
we have a geometric principle, which isn't necessarily, and it isn't actually a measured thing. What is the geometric principle is also extending to apparent locations. They're not tangible and they don't have tangency. For
Okay.
measurement
Lumpy,
to occur,
Lumpy, hold on a
you
second.
have to hold a thing to measure it.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Now you're making a couple assumptions there that we're actually looking at apparent locations.
No, I'm not. That's what it's defined as. Is it's an intangible location.
Well,
You can't hold the horizon.
I'm not talking about a horizon, dude.
I'm talking about an apparent location and what it means to have a tangible object. You have to have a tangible object to measure it. It's a unique measurement for that reason as well. And it's based on perspective as well, Roger. It's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, I'm well aware of what
So
perspective.
do you have one of those to show us,
Yeah.
or what?
I'm just saying when you use an elevation angle measurement, it's a unique type of measurement. It requires the chart and it requires the convention. And it requires geometric principles. We're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable for sure. I'm trying to call AI or QE out to the arena for sure. It's too egregious. We're saying a blatant contradiction when we say you can't measure perspective and we're measuring Earth flat. It's a blatant contradiction.
You can measure
I'm
perspective.
calling out QE now. As of now, yeah. It's over time. It's been over a year of nonsense.
All I gotta say is, bro, good luck with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's over. It's just word definitions, guys. You have to have a tangible object to measure it. Period.
Yeah, I thought
You
I
have to
usually
hold it.
measure things. I measure things.
No, that's what measure means for cause.
Yeah, I know what a measurement is.
No, you don't. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you don't know what a reference or a measurement is, obviously. Or you wouldn't argue this. You wouldn't argue about
I'm not
measuring an
arguing.
intangible
Dude,
thing.
You stepping in my show telling me that I didn't.
I'm trying to be polite.
No, you're
I'm
not.
trying to be.
You-
No,
you
well, I'm
said-
not, but whatever. I'm not lying or wrong.
I'm not lying or wrong. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you
at all.
are wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're lying, but you are wrong.
Well, I think
You
the better
are
way of
wrong.
handling the better way of you proving us wrong would be showing us evidence that proves us wrong, not just saying.
Yeah.
Can you hold the horizon or the light in the sky? That's the only question you need to answer.
I never
Can
had
you
asked
hold
that
Venus
question,
or
dude.
any of those others in the sky?
Any
to make
other?
your
Yeah,
Earth
of
work?
course. Can you hold it? Do you know what
No.
tangible means?
Here we go, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it
Nobody-
is mean that. That's why we're flat earthers.
So it's a dichotomy. Then you're just going to double up on it.
No, it's what tangible means. You have to have it tangible. You have to measure. You have to.
Yeah.
No way around that.
So by any definition of any model that you get out there, you don't get an actual tangible any light in the sky at all. They
That's
never
why
give
it's
you
so
a-
hilarious. Guys, that's why it's so hilarious when they say a tangent. Those ballers. Swear to God, that's why it's hilarious. And tangency, tangible, these are... Come on,
Hold on
man.
a second.
We can do
What
better.
do you mean baller? Wait a minute.
Well, I'm saying there's nonsense. It doesn't help them, and it's even worse. But we're doing that too. We use geometric principles. They're facts, but they're not measured facts.
So
Okay.
you tell me in your own words, where do you stand on this shape?
Hold on, my earpiece is falling out. I apologize.
Yeah.
You tell
Hold
us,
on.
'cause I'm
I need
confused.
you to
I thought
repeat.
were
I
all
apologize.
over. I thought you were.
No, the Earth has to be flat, but you must have a reference, a flat plane. When we call it a reference, also that can't be measured. It's not like flipping the zero on a linear measurement. It's not similar to that at all, I promise. It needs the flat plane to measure the angle, and that angle is what's measured. But it's a very unique type of measurement. It isn't a measurement. Oops, did I hang up on myself?
No, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay, good.
The
I
only
blacked out
point,
my screen.
the only point to an elevation measurement at all is to find your location near something. Basically,
Yes.
it's a
Yeah,
marker.
basically, it's got
That's
such
why
a
we-
wide. So, but this is why, Roger. Here's an important thing, and you just said something very intelligent and accurate. But here's another thing that ties to that, and I hope you can understand why I want to say it now. That's why we can have a plus or minus on pitch angles. We have a principle, but we have a tangency then. Because of the height, it's based. So you can't measure flat from. So you can have a six-sided cube and measure six sides flat, but only three sides parallel. So that's why we can have a plus or minus, Roger. I taught you something very important. I hope you understand. I'm not talking down to you.
Yeah, I'm not saying you are, but you got to have physical principles that dictate up and down, don't you?
Yeah, but these are principles. They're not measured. When you have a parallel, but actually the plane of reference would be arbitrary. It isn't real. It is a 2D plane. You can't weigh it.
No, but the elements that do consist of the world we're on actually do have a bias up or down, right?
Yeah, oh, sure. Roger, I don't want to talk about that beyond it being a principle. It is a Roger. We have to be able to be accurate. It's too important. This flutter thing needs to be right.
Well, I hope I do get it right. I get it right.
No,
every
really
day.
right.
Yeah.
But it is that, Roger. It's a 2D plane, so its actual physical location is really. It's at where would you put it? How can you measure it to it?
Well, how do you measure to it?
Yeah, it doesn't exist, dude. It's not tangible. It's a 2D plane. It has 0Z. You can't weigh it. It isn't there. It's there, but you can't measure it, especially Earth, dude. Please. It's there, yes, but it's a 2D plane.
Yeah.
Look at one in SolidWorks, bro. Stare it till you understand. It's just, please try that or something. I'm not trying to talk down. I'm saying there's a thing here that is what I'm saying isn't wrong. It's a plane that doesn't. You have to give it when you open up SolidWorks. You have to give it a 0 on the plane where you can't work from it. Even you can't start. You can't even start. You have to have a 0 to the plane. And X, Y, 0.
You have to be practical with it, though, right?
But it has to. Yeah, well, practical. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Is be practical to what a 2D plane with 0Z is. So the 0 means nothing.
Yeah, but you have to have the reference point to actually measure anything off of it. Right?
Yeah, and generate geometry. It also needs a 0. You can't make any geometry. You can't, literally, there's nothing you could model and design and machine and all this. And it's seriously, you can't depend on the geometric principle at that point. So you have to understand measuring. And I promise you, like if a first year professor for mechanical engineering, this is why it's so difficult with John, but he is electrical, so it's different. But a guy could play Nathan saying this over and over and over again and really take him to the woodshed with the just open up SolidWorks and start messing with it. Dude, figure out what you have to be able to extrude, or how to actually fully define a sketch, dude. There's so much that you can learn. I promise.
Oh, I've dabbled in a little bit of engineering myself. My dad was a Navy engineer for many years, and he did physics at MIT for 2 years.
Oh, good. Well, then, yeah, you should have some. This reference thing, you couldn't get the angle without it, but especially Earth. Now, I don't know if you remember this, man. But this is something I noted. It's live. It's happened. It was on QE's show, and QE had to repeat twice. And this is a question I had myself. To be honest, no, I'm not trying to pick on nobody really, but you got to think about this for a second. Nathan wanted to switch the 0 to the hypotenuse line, or to the line to the star, which is something he had already kind of hinted at, that you could just flip the 0. Well, the hypotenuse in angle measuring is entirely different. QE had to tell him no, and then he had to repeat, this is critical. Okay, it is, though, but Nathan had it wrong and had to be told twice. Now, I already suspected it, but it is not a linear dimension. And just like the moon, we can't get a size to it by an angle measured. We know that too.
Yeah. The idea to change the hypotenuse, in other words, you can take the angle from your GP point and work it backwards, is what you're saying?
No, Nathan had it in the book for the 0. No, the hypotenuse line in right angle measuring, the baseline must be the reference, because the lines are going to be different lengths. Dude, yeah. They're not similar to linear. No, Nathan had the 0 line go to the star, dude. Well, he had already been flipping around what zeros could be. I was like, well, this isn't really linear dimensioning. It was really confusing to try to talk to you.
Don't they do that with the Haberstein formula to start with, if you actually look into it?
I don't know. Bro, I'm not going to go there. I don't care. I've never cared about that shit because it's so dumb. It's just not real. I don't ever care or pay attention to that.
They do it both ways. They make a box out of it.
Yeah. Oh, there should be. Yeah, the box is possible, a rectangular, square. Actually, that's a good way, I think, to say that stars are flat. Why not? But I'll say for sure I know Earth is flat because I measured the angle. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the emphasis is on the right syllable there, for sure, or syllable, I should say. It absolutely is more strength. It's more strength. It has no weakness. There's no. You even offered as in because both were wonderful for me, but I prefer taking advantage more of the geometric principle. The line in the sky isn't really real either. You know, I mean.
Yeah, well, they're imaginary. Yeah, they have to be because there's not like lines drawn in the sky.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's good. That's really good. Yep, you're right. And the box thing, you're right. Yeah. But the hypotenuse is not going to be the same lengths as the top and bottom lines unless it's yeah, right. You got it. Perfect.
That's the wonderful. Same with the cosine formula too. It's the same idea.
Yeah, but you know, like cosine works for accurate measuring. I'll give it to you because the precision of the sine cosine functions is more precise than we can measure. So we're able to use it as a real number. That's why there is, and we have tangency. We have physical touching. We have real object.
Yeah,
need. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you have to have a physical location. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You have to. That's your whole point to doing like celestial navigation to start with, right?
Well, again, that's the result of a convention. We're taking advantage of the principles. They're not actually measured. We're working it into a convention and then a close enough scenario with a chart. Absolutely correct. You said that. That's very important. We want to be within eyesight of a chart, like up on the tower of a boat, so we can have like a 10-mile. Yeah, but that's a very unique type. It's taking advantage again of that chart. Of it's just a lot went into it. It's not that it doesn't work, but what's being used more so than measuring is principles.
I got it. Yeah. So what I want to give you a proposal: grab a 1500s Portuguese chart and start dissecting it, Lumpy. You would.
Oh God, I can't. I'm not. You know what the problem I have? Another one. This is more biblical. If you want to hear it.
Sure.
Okay, so God asked Job, "Who's measured earth?" There was my initial words I heard in my head is because God asked Job, "Who's measured it?" It's not measurable. It charts and this stuff are the best we can do. I'm I'm a tool maker. That's way too ethereal for me. I need
Yeah.
some nuts and bolts in my life. You know what I mean? And I love tool making. I mean, I just love it. I swear I do.
Good.
You know, but I need it. It couldn't be lawyering or guesswork. Okay, there you go. I apologize. I'm too wordy. I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine, Lumpy. It's interesting to have you on the panel. It's just I've seen you work it before, and a lot of people get frustrated with you because
Oh, I'm difficult. I'm so emotionally done with nonsense that it's so hard to deal with for me. I'm too much. I know I am. I curse at myself later. I'm like, and then I stumble because I don't know. I have anxiety or something. I don't even know it. The topic's so important. That's why.
So, Lumpy, can I ask you a question? Are you staying
Sure.
in a place? Are you staying anywhere right now, or are you still out and about?
No, I'm living in I live in the dirt, and I love it. I'm free of having to care about anything beyond eating.
Okay. Well, as long
Yeah, I
as you
like
have,
it actually.
can you support
Yeah,
yourself?
Yeah, I eat.
That guy sounds just
God,
like
like, literally takes care of me. I can't
Right.
believe how good I'm taken care of. I've never not worked for a year, and I get money and gift cards, and almost every time they're telling me, God's telling me to help you. I get socks. Yes, I'm taken care of. I'm
Cool.
good.
I'm just,
Yep.
just wanted to check on you, make sure everything's
No,
good.
yeah, God bless, but I mean, I try to apply and stuff. It's not that I don't try. Do you want to hear something crazy here?
Yeah.
Two things. 90% of the build in the past 10 years, I am seeing myself, and I can video it and send it if you want. Chinese and India and Hispanics are
Oh, nice.
occupying 90% of what's been built here.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, dude. I'm mind blown, and I'm not lying. The Bay Area, I mean, I'm at here. Can you see? That's Bart. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Across there, do you see them?
Okay. Yeah, I kind of see it. Yeah.
Okay. And then even over here, can you see that? Them motherfuckers are expensive. That's all China and India. No
Huh.
Hispanics in there, mostly China. That bitch is really expensive. They're charging like $6,000 a month.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could start doing correspondence with Titman, and you guys can work out the best way to draw linear distances to where the GPs are and stuff.
Oh God, it's not doable. It's not. It's really a convention. We're working within a plus or minus of miles.
Yeah. Well, miles are definitely
Oh God.
something you need to travel if you're going.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're down to like, we don't have decimal point level of accuracy available to have tangency, and we don't even have tangency. Even the 90s, you know, I mean, I mean, things are appearing to be where they appear to be. It's kind of, it's, because oh God, it's an apparent location. I mean,
So-
even if I'm thinking, well, right above me, but it's still just like my opinion of what I think, pretty much. I mean, it is. Even if I put lines that seem to match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So have you had I know you've had a chance to go see Mikey Smith. Have you, Lumpy?
I am not. I am so unimpressed with him. He has nothing I want.
Huh.
I don't want to look at lights like that. I don't. I mean, what am I going to know about it?
No.
What's available there?
What I'm looking for is not an approximation. It's just a relative distance to it because it doesn't seem
The light?
like this.
No, that's
the light-
impossible. God said it's impossible to know.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I've read it. I know what you're saying. But what
Well,
I'm
I'm
looking
going
at,
to agree with
Wait a
that.
minute. Does
What I-
God say those words exactly? No, but he does
Uh.
make comments about who measured the earth and
yeah,
who was there.
No,
when
who measured the earth is a little more abstract. Nobody's very direct about knowing the height of the lights.
yeah. Well, the
We
thing
can't
is,
know.
the thing that I'm looking for is a better average of where they are to get better, more concise.
No, I have no way to tell you. I have no way to tell you.
Well,
There's
yeah,
nothing I could come up with.
Yeah. Well, I work.
You can
I'll
work
let you
on
know
it.
how
I don't know
come
what
up
you
with
would do.
stars and firmament, so I mean,
I have no clue how you could get a tangency out of it.
So Well, if there's an actual firmament, there's got to be a distance to what we're looking at. If there's an actual vault of heaven, you follow where I'm going.
Yeah, there may be like a. Now this is an interesting question. The only way I could get it to happen in SolidWorks is if I were to put like a break line that said an unknown.
Okay.
But then it would still need that to be unknowable then. So like that there could be something like that. God says he uses portals too. So that's why it says they're the sunrise and sunset. I'm saying no, portals that change seasons, and who knows, man? Maybe the whole thing. God, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't know.
I'm not asking you to know everything. Nobody can.
Yeah.
You pick a topic, stick to it, and try to be as good as you can with it. And I think you'll serve a purpose in it. You know.
Well, yeah, my geometry history has, I mean, it was poo-pooed earlier, but I mean, I've been patient, but I've been pushing for that perspective angular size resolution limit.
Yeah,
and how that's not a real thing. But then it gets shoved down to the bottom. It was supposed to carry on the next week, and then Kiwi realized that I was trying to point out how not actual this stuff really is.
Well, yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Brian's pushing perspective measurements is what he's pushing now. If you
No, he's trying to contradict himself. It's nonsense. Why would you do that? You can't measure perspective, but we're doing perspective measuring. Fucking hell. Why would you do that? That's dumb. It's so bad. I was laughing. So I'm laughing at it every time I hear him trying. Yeah, okay, so what do you got? I'm not trying to be rude. It's funny.
Well, no, it's all right. Basically, just a general distance and perspective is what he's looking for.
Well, there's okay. I'll give him the clue he's trying to get. Is what you need to figure out. Okay, you need multiple decimal points of accuracy, like sine, cosine. So here's some clues. This is what you can do. The line isn't exactly straight. Just like when you're next to a skyscraper, right? Within 10 feet, that thing is going to reduce. You can start trying to get that to line up to, but we already have the number. Now, do you know what I'm getting at? Or no?
I do know what you're saying.
Because the line is hyperbolic. It's not straight. It comes out faster because of that angular resolution divides from the total number. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to help you turn something into physical, though. This is all apparent again.
Well, it won't work over a great distance for sure. I can tell you that.
No, yeah, not too much. It's already converged out. Yeah, it's so much of it. Like what's not there, just like a bee. Think of a bee or a hair between your fingers. Yeah. You know, I mean, what about it disappearing is it's not gone. Or measuring a tree 3 miles away on the side of a mountain. Can you give me the twig sizes too? No, they're gone.
Well, in Globe World, they stay the same size. They don't change apparent sizes. So.
Well, they give an orthographic view, which is the hijack. It's more of a meme. Yeah, it's an absolute manipulation. I hate that shit. God, that's garbage. Nathan's been right about that for sure. Yeah, I've loved so much. I have not one word to say about a single other thing, I promise.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I got people chirping for birds over here.
Okay, cool. You need me to go or?
No, I'm gonna put one of Jim's bird videos on so people can see his pigeons.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I'll be quiet. Do I gotta mute somewhere?
If you can you? I can mute you, or you cannot. Oh, he got it. All right. So, Ryan, you want to see some pigeons? We're already looking at birds now. So I think we should look at pigeons just for a little bit. It's only a minute worth of bird. Jim Anus, ladies and gentlemen. There's some birds. You can come off mute now, everybody. I just wanted to give you the bird. Oh, Lumpy left. Ryan, you still here? I take it it's getting late where you are. It's already at 12 here almost. I'm getting ready to go to bed myself, so we'll definitely pull up that guy. I got his link saved, so we'll look at him and we'll send him a link and have him come on and show his model, as you'd say.
Well, if we can get him, yeah, that would be fun. It might be worth
What?
it. I don't know. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
That is that dead guy.
It sounds like The Exorcist.
No, they're gone. Unplugged.
Oh, even better. It might as well be The Exorcist. Hey, Dr. Bass. Yeah.
Bro, Kurt Cobain was a musical genius. What are you talking about?
A musical genius.
Yeah, musical genius. Don't you know? Can you write a song like he did? I doubt it.
I wrote a couple of songs in my
Without
day.
AI, you can't.
I don't need AI.
Okay. Let's have a contest.
Are you still on PJs now?
Yeah, I'm listening to whatever he's watching.
Oh, nice.
And I'm trying to help my buddy fix his motorcycle too. Doing multicasting today.
Nice. Okay.
And then I have to go still dig up the garden still. I'm still not done with the garden yet, but I'm almost.
Okay. I'm drinking royalty. Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. What's that? Drinking royalty? What's that mean?
Oh, you don't know the song?
No, I don't.
No.
But
It's a Nirvana song.
yeah, I realize that. But I'm not aware of every song.
It's up in utero.
Yeah, I've listened to that before, but I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna shut down the show for now.
I know. Good night, everyone.
Night, guys. I'm gonna play out.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Snyder.
Yeah, and the next one we'll do it with this guy. Hopefully, we can get a hold of him. I'll try to get a hold of him over the next day or two.
Oh, look, Ryan was in here too. Ryan S., whoever he is.
Who is Ryan S?
Yeah, I don't know. But also a plain villager. He said something. And Big Pine was here also.
Oh yeah, he was.
I mean,
Yeah, I should have him on. The villager. He actually
here. I see him in there.
he studied the kinematic design at Einstein.
Indeed.
So maybe we could get Austin on like you originally wanted to. You think he'd come on here?
I don't. At this point, I don't know, bro. I mean, I honestly I would love to get him just to talk to him. I don't need to show everybody. I just want to hear from his mouth what the hell happened down there. That's what I want. I don't need to tell everyone else. I just want to know for my own reasons why he went from being the guy he was to the guy he is now, and that quickly, without even like seeming to care about it. It's like he just shifted right in there, like as if he had to. That's the way I feel about it. But I don't know. I'm sure that's just a waste of my time, though, too.
Well, thanks, Lumpy. I appreciate the comment, man. It's not a big deal. I can wrap my head around geometric principles. If I can handle Bev for 2-3 nights straight, I think I can handle it. I love this. Oh, night, guys. I'm going to play out with a song.
Good night, everyone.
And I'm going to go over to PJ's if he's still going. It's not like he's getting off.
He's shutting down right now. That's why I was just saying goodnight.
All right. Cool.
Damn it.
All right.
Yeah, it's over now. He just left. He just left me in there by myself.
Yeah.
He was like, "Good night." You know, he's just saying he's going to be in tomorrow for tomorrow's Saturday thing. He's going to do some more movies tomorrow.
Well,
We're doing Johnny Dangerously. So that's going to be fun.
Hopefully, Flats will be on tomorrow too. I don't know if he's going to have a show or not.
Yeah, it depends on the power thing. I think probably. I don't know for sure why, but I'm just assuming it was a power thing.
Yep. Well, they got their twins tonight. They got you and Lumpy. You guys are about the same size, and
you saw him?
Oh, I know Lumpy. I've seen him. He's a lot like you, dude. He really is. Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I've seen him. Well, I've seen him.
Well, I'm not talking about looks. A lot of people look like me. So what?
Well, that's the name of the show.
Looking guy, what do you expect, man? It's because I'm so good looking. That's what the problem.
Well, you see me. I'm on screen right now.
Yeah, you're so beautiful.
No, right here. I'll show you.
Yeah, I see it.
There I am.
I can see it. Yeah, I saw it.
That's Cooper right here.
And
That's
whose dog?
That's my dog.
You named the dog Cooper too?
Yeah.
You don't have a dog, do you?
Not anymore.
I was just gonna say, dude, I've never heard a dog bark in the background. What are you talking about? You don't have a dog.
She used to. She made it 14 years, dude. Not bad.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry you lost.
Well, she's one of those micro breeds. She's a chug. You know what a chug is, right?
Chihuahua and
Pug.
I don't fucking know.
The chug, pug, chug.
A chug or a chub?
Chug.
All right, I'm going. I'm out. Shut it
Go.
down. I gotta go.
Go.
Good night. Love you guys.
Hey, love you too, guys. Have a good night, guys. I wish I could have did a little more. It's been a weird day. I thought I actually did a stream earlier. It never happened. It's weird. So let's see if I can find a song to play out with. I know I have a few laying around. Oh, here's some. Call me when you're free. That'll work. Nah, let's do something else. Let's go to the next one. Not that one. Let's see. This will work. It's Under Control by a gentleman by the name of Payday Monsanto. I don't know his real name, but they blacklisted him off the rap scene a long time ago. But he did some really different songs, more so than your average rap artist.
We're going to have to come to the grips with the fact that they told us exactly what they were going to do. They wrote a document called the Project for a New American Center.
Don't ever say I didn't warn you. That's about all one can do. Anything these creatures tell, the opposite is probably true. Every day, their grip is getting stronger. We must not prune the tree of evil any longer. Every day, the tyrant's getting closer. Will you sit back and watch, or do what you're supposed to?
What can I get with 2.3 trillion? When does a citizen become a civilian? When did the heroes morph into the villains? How can 2 planes cauterize 3 buildings? These are questions that could get you murked, politically, socially, physically put into the dirt. Many swear that there's some kind of conflict of interest within. The conflict depends upon what you're interested in. You can chant 9/11 was an inside job all day until you say the Mossad and pay closer attention to Flight 175 and the odd cylindrical pod beneath the fuselage. Then it's 2 + 2 level addition after you factor in the flight termination systems. Then flash back to the cash the good rabbi stole, September 10th style, right down the rabbit hole. What can I get with 2.3? You can get unlimited corporate news. What can I get with 2.3? You can have any mercenaries you choose. What can I get with 2.3 trillion? You can steal a couple million souls. What can I get with 2.3 trillion? You can get everything under control. The missile they hit the Pentagon with was not an act of randomness. It murdered accountants, bookkeepers, and budget analysts. That side of the building was retrofitted prior to this to withstand bomb blast, a nickname the catcher's mitt. If that don't give you some kind of clue why they blew the mortar, maybe you should take some medication for your new disorder. If buildings are burning, don't ever trust a news reporter with 267 stories of gruesome slaughter. Don't ever mention Dov Zakim and trillion stolen, much less missile-equipped Boeings even remote controlling with System Planning Corporation International. The folks to see if you got some buildings you like to crash into. But that's impossible without the proper capital. That's why I'm asking you what you would do with unimaginable wealth. So much money you can't delve in it. Enough to buy 10 presidents and 12 senates.
What can I get with 2.3
You can get unlimited corporate news. That's right.
What can I get with 2.3
You can have any mercenaries you choose all night.
What can I get with 2.3 trillion?
You can steal a couple million souls. Indeed.
What can I get with 2.3
You can get everything under control. Now that's greed.
What can I get?
9/11 victims' families. It took me about a year. And I had such compassion for them, and I really, I wanted to help them.
That's about a millionth of what you can get with 2.3 trillion. Some clown named Glenn Beck fucking with a Pentagon talking point of how he hates the 9/11 victims' families. But that didn't roll over too well, did it, Glenn? They're well aware they can no longer create a consensus as effectively as they used to. So they parade some other clown on the other side of the spectrum named Geraldo to tacitly give 9/11 truth a 6-minute segment semblance of credence, as if we didn't have that 9 years ago, dummy. The system is designed to make you think anything is funny. Pretty soon you won't be able to buy anything with your monopoly money, dummy. What can I get with 2.3 trillion? 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 2.3 trillion.
If you are going to control any population for any length of time, you must have some measure of consent. It's exceedingly difficult to see how pure terrorism can function indefinitely. It can function for a fairly long time, but I think sooner or later you have to bring in an element of persuasion, an element of getting people to consent to what is happening to them.
The Vera chip. It's about the size of a grain of rice.
Each chip contains a unique 16-digit number that, when scanned, connects doctors to an internet database that retrieves medical records instantly. It was originally used for tracking lost pets, but the FDA approved Vera chip implants in humans.
What can I get with 2.3? Ice caps are melting. And
Polar bears are drowning.
Global warming alarm is dressed up as science.
You might have to sacrifice,
but it's not science.
And change your surroundings. Prepare to sacrifice.
It's propaganda.
I love to party with the New World Order. What's his name? Kissinger? That's my man. Brzezinski? He got the plan. Rockefeller? Keeping Manhattan vibrant. Are you familiar with some of these names I say? They've been controlling your life all over. I've been studying these creatures who've been working for a long time, lurking in the shadows and they working for the wrong kind. Never in my travels have I come across the more crime-ridden gaggle of jokers. Now this could be the all-time. They love to blast girders, torture sheep and ass herders, steal a couple trillion, man, I'm telling you, they class burglars. No doubt could be cast about and see that as unheard of. They got away with robbery, racketeering, and mass murder. This world is going up in flames, and nobody wants to take the blame. Continue to let these people rule, and I promise you, your climate's gonna change. Your climate's gonna change. Yeah. The banksters got all your servants on the take. They pose as altruists with all the apple pies they pay. I sympathize with all the folks who aren't aware, and all of the sheeple that I meet in the street and try to speak sense to, who do not care. Cause they watch CNN and Fox and they think that it's all a game, but they don't understand that's Pentagon run. Their climate's gonna change. It's going up in flames.
Nobody wants to take the blame. They never want to take the blame, guys. Good night. Put his link in there if you want to subscribe to Payday. He actually does some good music.